Hello, my dear students. Myself, Professor Sanjay Chabra, Faculty of Land Governance, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. This session is for BBA LLB second semester, subject Business Organization, Unit 2, session number 16, session name Merits and Demerits of Company, Advantages and Disadvantages of Company. So my dear students, in our last two sessions we discussed about characteristics of company. Now we'll discuss about merits and demerits of joint stock company. Now let us first discuss about merits of company. So merits of company, we can say the principal advantages or principal advantages of company are: number one, by its feature itself we understand. First advantage is limited liability. Like in case of sole proprietor partnership, liability was unlimited. But here, in case of company, liability is limited to the extent the nominal value of shares held by its members. Second advantage is huge financial resources. Like in case of sole proprietor or partnerships, either proprietor or partners, they were supposed to contribute from their own resources, but in case of companies they can contribute capital from various members, that is in the form of shares. So shareholders, so many shareholders, they used to contribute to the company, so they have huge resources. Third advantage, perpetual existence, that is stability. In case of sole proprietor, it depends on the life of proprietor. In case of partners, always suspicion any time, it can be dissolved, but a company has its perpetual succession. Even if any member will die or if any member will leave, company will continue forever unless it is dissolved by the provisions of any of companies law or companies act. Then fourth advantage is transferability of shares. In case of partnership, transfer of partnership was not permissible, while in case of joint stock company, shares can be transferred from one shareholder to another. Now we can say in sole proprietor, while it was not easy to transfer the ownership. Then number 5 advantage is sound management. Like as we discussed in the characteristics, managerial team. A company has its own managerial team of members, directors, board of directors or company secretaries. So there is always a chance of having a sound management or a better managerial skill. Competent personnel, competent professional skills we will find in the case of company. Then sixth advantage is diffusion of risk. Entrepreneur need not have diffusion of risk, means we can say entrepreneur need not necessarily bring in the entire capital of the company. In order to control a company, entrepreneur is required to hold only 51% of the share capital. Remaining share capital may lies with the public. The entrepreneur thus can invest his money in the shares of more than one company and diffuse his risk of investment. He can invest in many other companies, so he can scatter his risk in other businesses or other companies. Then number 7 advantage, economy in operation. A company is in position to raise huge amount of capital and loans. It therefore can increase the size of its operation, expand the scope and diversify its operation. It's not like sole proprietor or partnership. Then number 8, democratic management. In case of sole proprietor, it was just like autocratic, where the sole proprietor, he alone has to command the business. Or in partnership, two or more than 2%, those who are partners is to command. But in case of company, many members are there, and each decisions are taken by the majority or by the voting right. So it has democratic management. Then number 9 advantage is scope of expansion and growth. The company form of organization facilitates the expansion and growth of business activities. It is due the simple fact that it can raise funds very easily and hire the services of experts in different fields. It is also in a position to go for joint ventures and collaborations with organizations in other countries. So there is a scope of expansion and growth. Then number 10 advantage, public confidence. Company form of organizations enjoy the greater amount of public confidence than the sole proprietor and partnership firm, because it has better regulatory framework is in place in our country. Like we can say Companies Act, Security Contracts Act, SEBI Act. These are all institutes which have entered the better, which have ensured the better regulation of the operation of companies. So companies, like as you say, it is an incorporated body guided by many statutes, and it comes under the control of many acts. So public has more confidence on companies than in case of sole proprietor or partnership. Then increase capitalizations. Company form of organization can increase the capitalization of savings. Where a company issues shares, savings can be very easily attracted for investment in them. Even small investors can invest their small savings in the shares of a company to earn. So it encourages savings. Then number 12 advantage, social advantages. Company form of organization is advantageous to the society as a whole. A company being big entity has vast area of operation and capable of earning crores of rupees as profits every year. Hence, it can provide employment opportunities for the members of the society. It can afford to incur expenses for social cause. It is in better position to fulfill its social responsibility towards all sections of the society. So company has a social responsibility, and this is also one of the main advantages of the company. So dear students, these are 12 advantages. Now let us discuss some disadvantages of company. Number 1, difficulty in formation. As sole proprietor is small business, anyone can start sole proprietor business. Partnership also with minor formalities can be started by 2 or more than 2 persons, but company being an artificial person, having a perpetual succession, separate entity in the eyes of law, it has many legal formalities to form or to incorporate. Many legal documents has to be filed with the registrar. So we can say the whole process is cumbersome and time and money consuming. That is why many entrepreneurs do not opt for the form of company organizations. Then number 2, regulations and control. The formation, working and even winding up of company is subject to many regulations and controls. Every company has to prepare and file many kinds of returns and reports, like as we discussed, that regulatory authorities. So That regulation and control is not in the hands of the owner or in the members. It is guided by many statutes and by many acts. So, any change in the memorandum and articles of association can be effected only by following specified procedures: notice of meeting, holding meetings, passing of resolutions, manner of voting, appointment of proxy, allotment, transfer, transmission of shares, all are regulated by legal procedures. Whereas a company decides to winding up its operations, it will have to comply with many legal formalities. Even it cannot be wind up easily as like sole proprietor partnership. Then number third disadvantage is oligarchy, or we can say oligarchy of directors. Although a company is a democracy, but in practice it tends to become an oligarchy of directors. This situation arises where the shareholders tend to have no concern about the working of the company except the receipt of dividends. Shareholders are not taking active part in the management since they are scattered here and there. So whole affairs are managed by the board of directors. So because of that, sometimes we can say oligarchy of directors. The directors they succeed in doing as they like to do with the company. Then fourth disadvantage, neglect of minority interest. All decisions in a company are taken by voting rights or by the rule of majority. So minority shareholders' interests therefore cannot be properly guarded. However, law provides measures against oppression of minority shareholders, but they do not prove to be effective due to procedural delays. Lack of secrecy. It is very difficult to maintain secrecy of operation of a company. Quarterly and annual results are published and filed with the registrars and stock exchange. All the documents there will have to be publicly published. So very difficult to maintain secrecy as like in the case of sole proprietor or partnership. Then next disadvantage is delay in taking decisions. Like in sole proprietorship, sole proprietor is at any time he can take decision. He is Brahma Vishnu Mahesh of his business. In partnership, two or more partners they can take quick decision. But in case of company, there is a delay in taking decisions because everything is done in a democratic way, that is by majority. So they for taking any decision also they will have to call for a meeting. They will have to give prior notice of 21 days. So decisions are delayed and good business opportunities are sometimes lost. Next disadvantage number 7, lack of motivation. Day-to-day operation of company are in the hands of managerial and other employees. These are all paid employees and generally do not take initiative and interest more than what is required by the rules. This may sometimes become the cause of waste and inefficiency. The number 8 disadvantage, tax burden. Company form of business organization is subject to the highest rates of tax. So the company form organization has to bear the heavy burden of taxes. Then number 9 disadvantage, difficulty in winding up. Sole proprietor at any time can dissolve. Partners also they can dissolve with legal formalities, but it is very difficult to wind up or to dissolve the company. Even its existence come to an end by following the prescribed legal process. In this process, a large number of legal formalities needs to be complied with. And the last disadvantage is insider trading. One of the biggest limitation of company form of organization is that the directors or promoters may indulge insiders trading. Insider trading means the trading in shares of company on the basis of secret information about the company. Some directors or promoters on the basis of these secret information about company's operations buy or sell the shares and manipulate share prices for their personal benefit. Though SEBI has taken certain measures to curb insiders trading, but the desired results seems to be too far. So now, dear students, we have discussed about the advantage and disadvantage. So looking to the advantage and disadvantage of the company form of organization, it may be concluded that it is suitable in the following cases: when required investment is very large, where promoters want to limit their liability, when the business activity can be carried on only in the incorporated organizations, and where the size and area of business is very large. So in these cases, it is suitable to run a business. Overall, we have more advantage than disadvantage, and we have more profit. So dear students, from this session you can prepare merits and demerits of company. Thank you.